Good morning. Good morning. Perhaps it's still Friday for some of you, but it is Saturday for me and perhaps for many. This is what I plan to be a quick live unless there is someone or others that may want to connect by the link that you see right there in the chat to discuss this breaking news in reference to Cassie and Sean DIDDY Combs. But before I proceed, I would like to recognize Regina Lopez, who was in here earlier, Six Bows, and then member Black Edits. How are you? Now, earlier this week, many content creators and people in the media were speaking on this bombshell lawsuit filed by Cassie. However, it may be at least 2 hours now that a settlement has been reached. And the settlement had been reached by many others. No, a day, not even 24 hours. So while many were speaking about this and their live streams rather, you have to excuse my voice, was getting better, but I guess I need a little bit more tea and rest. So hopefully the audio is good. So while many content creators and reporters were speaking on this bombshell lawsuit, it was reported that a settlement had been reached. So I guess many of the titles will be changed. This is what we know right now. And again, welcome to those that are here. And please be welcome to enter any comments or any thoughts you may have, good, bad, or indifferent. I just ask that you be respectful. And for those that may want to come up and speak, the link is there. Again, you're welcome to do that. Just make sure that you're in the chat if I haven't seen you before, so I can authenticate you and make sure that nothing happens as far as any P-bombing. So, that being said, earlier this week, singer Cassie filed a lawsuit, a stunning lawsuit, actually, and accused the hip-hop mogul and founder of Bad Boy Records, Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy or Puff or Diddy. He's been known for so many names, But this was a major, major, major lawsuit where Cassie, whose name is Cassandra Ventura, alleged that Diddy used his powerful network to keep her, and I quote, trapped in a violent relationship with him. I'll read that again for those who may be at work, who those who may be in the bed, truckers, or those who just may be listening. Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, and again, I implore you as always to do your own independent research. And I would like to also add, when there are a lot of people reporting on a particular story, I normally don't do that. But because this is slightly different in that there's actually a settlement, not even 2 hours now, when people were still talking about this, this is a little bit different. So that's what I'm speaking about now. And again, the allegations are extremely strong. Well, were, that's the operative word, were extremely strong in that Cassandra, or Cassie, as you can see in the photo, accused Sean Combs, or Diddy, of rape and abuse, and alleged that he, meaning Sean Combs, used his powerful network to keep her trapped in a violent relationship with him. Now, those that have been following Diddy for a while, you should be aware, and you can Google this at your leisure. He's been connected with many, many types of questionable behavior, and this has gone on for years. And many people who have spoken on this earlier, when the lawsuit was filed by Cassie, thought that this was it for him, that he was going down. There were even talks of RICO from some bloggers. And many times when you look at cases like this, especially when you hear the words trafficking and enterprise, those things come up. Hey there, Tampa Supreme. Long time. The link is there. If you want to come up and speak, I'll be finished with my commentary pretty quickly to rest my voice a bit. If not, you're welcome to leave your comments in there. I've already had some comments where people have alleged that she was broke. I'm not going to say that I agree that she was broke, but there are some that think that this could have been a money grab. So, going on with the story, Friday, which was yesterday, or it might be still Friday, I'm not sure where everyone is, but last night, I'll just put it, it was released that they, meaning Cassie and Puffy, reached a deal to their mutual satisfaction. No terms of the agreement were disclosed. And on NBC News, let me put this up. Again, thank you, Tampa. Tampa says, Puff is wicked. He may be, however, it appears, at least for this particular case involving Cassie at present, it seems as though he has had a reprieve. It could be indefinite. Who knows? Who knows in the strange world of Hollywood? But in Cassie's statement, and I quote, says, I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. In a separate statement, Combs said, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best," before adding, and I quote again, "love." Now, again, let me go back over the allegations that Combs denied. Using a powerful network to keep her trapped in a violent relationship, rape, beatings, and abuse. Now, keep in mind, I just stated this lawsuit was settled just one day after it was filed. So, for those of you that are listening or may catch the replay, and I will post this again for those of you who may want to come up and give your thoughts. Was Cassie's allegations and your opinions accurate? Could this have been a money grab? Could Cassie have been coerced? In entering this settlement, where no details, at least as of yet, have been disclosed? Any thoughts or opinions on that? This brings to me vibes of, well, it could go either way. And it's dangerous because you have a population of people who question why some women wait so long. And we've seen this in many cases, time and time again. They don't come forward because either they could be afraid of being ostracized or people won't believe them. You have others that do come forward, and after all investigations are completed, it's determined that their stories were not accurate. It's unfortunate, and as I mentioned earlier, in my opinion, it's dangerous because those who are truly victims may not even be able to seek the justice they deserve because of situations possibly as the one we're looking at now. Again, I was not there. I don't know what is true or what isn't true. But honestly, from my optics, the severity of the allegations and deciding to settle doesn't sit right with me. Again, Everyone has a right to do what they feel as they need to do for themselves. But for me personally, I don't feel that I could put a dollar tag on Black. It says that you are on a Android Chrome that has a bug that causes an echo. So hopefully it won't echo. We'll see what happens. But as I was saying, this could hurt other people that may actually be victims. So
Hello?
that's my comment. And Black, you are now up. How are you? Can you
I'm
hear
good.
me?
So, can you hear me?
Okay, you're a little bit low, but I think I can hear you.
Uh, let's see, can I
Are you
fix
there?
that settings? I'm here.
Hold on. Okay, so what would you like to add? Let me increase the volume. There we go.
I don't know. It's kind of do make them look kind of guilty in a way,
Making
cause
her guilty or him?
yeah, cause he still get his control.
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said he still get control at the end of the day.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, as I said earlier, he appears to have some reprieve, but that doesn't mean that he's not guilty of anything, which brings me to, and this is no slight to anyone, but we do know that there are many cases that there are people who are absolutely guilty of what people have alleged, but because of money, those allegations go away, and sometimes people will go away as well, which is
Right.
very dangerous. So we've heard stories about Puffy, and I'm not going to repeat them, but we've all heard those. And as I mentioned earlier at the top of the broadcast, that he's been linked to some unsavory behavior. So if that's the case, do you think that may have had anything to do with this settlement that happened not even 24 hours after it was filed?
Yeah, I think that also does a factor into it.
So is it possible what she claimed was true or no? Because there are some, like I said, that were already in my comments saying that she just wanted money, but I thought she had her own money. Of course, I don't think as much as Bad Boy, but as I mentioned before, earlier this week, you heard the words RICO and criminal
Right.
enterprise, and trafficking was the main buzzword. And for it to all go away through a settlement, it's just, it's odd to me. That's the best way I can put it.
Now I do have a question.
Yes.
So it was like supposed to be a report that the New York had an investigation out on them, and then like less than like probably like 5 or 6 hours, they had like came out and made a statement like no, we ain't got no open investigation on him. How normal is that for them to do something like that, come out and make a statement?
I don't know. And that's the strange thing about it. The entire thing is strange. And
Mm-hmm.
she has lawyers, obviously, as well as he does, but the timing, the timing is what's concerning. And then again, the severity of the allegations that she made.
Right. Mm, it's just It is like, and then the plus, Tasha K had his ex girlfriend up there. What, like the interview yesterday she released last night, and it kind of like said a lot more. Like it kind of made it seem like stuff like she was going through, Cassie was going through. It seemed like it's kind of the same things. And then like I remember from back when he had the little making the band TV show. You just see how his
I
attitude
remember
was,
that.
how explosive he is. And then I remember when T.I. had just got out of prison and he had went to the club with Diddy, and some guy had like threw one of some rock balls on the ground. Diddy was about to fight him, and T.I. like, hey man, calm down, man. What you doing? This guy in jail. I ain't trying to get all that. And then his ex girlfriend had said something like she had like threw one of his bottles in the ground and he had like drugged. So I'm like, it kind of do shows like it's a pattern of his behavior.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. Um, Actually, if you go back to, I believe, what was his name?
Yes, yeah, Sean.
Shine. And then he was, well, it appeared that he was enamored by J Lo, and they were a hot power couple. And after that incident at the club, where I believe there was some type of shooting or something to that effect, she got out of that quickly.
Well, like in a way, for her, I think that she got like she have a level of star power, but at that point in time, I don't know. She was just still as hot then, so I think someone like J Lo, like you couldn't do he wasn't as much control over J Lo as he was with these other ones.
You think so? Hey there, Melly. Welcome, member. We're talking about Cassie and Puff Daddy or Diddy. Everybody was speaking about this bombshell lawsuit that she filed. But, Melly, if you haven't heard, this is what we're speaking about tonight. The link is there if you want to come up, or you can just leave your comments in the comment section. They came to a settlement. No money has been disclosed nor any terms, but they settled the lawsuit. So we're discussing if the allegations could have been true. Could she have been coerced to enter into this settlement? Or what is this really all about? And Melly says, Shine was cool. I don't know what that really means as far as being cool, cool in the fact that he spent time behind bars for a puppy. But yeah, I'm black. J Lo, after that incident, I think their relationship went the other way, and she never went back. And as we know, she's dated quite a few after.
Yeah, she sure. She got the whole the collection of rings she got.
I'm just I'm curious to see, I guess, later on today, because this is still fresh. Some people may not even have heard about it yet. They're probably still thinking that the suit is going on and it's been settled. And Melly says, hush money like Stormy Daniels, Trump situation. Okay, Melly. But again, speaking from a woman, and I am a woman, for me, I wouldn't be able to accept a settlement, especially if someone raped me and kept me trapped And that's just me. I cannot speak for everyone else, but I don't understand how money is enough to thank you, Bob. It, it gives me R. Kelly vibes. It reminds me of the Bill Cosby situation. It reminds me of a lot of different cases. As a matter of fact, it reminds me honestly of Jessica Reed. And this is what I was speaking about earlier.
Really?
Yeah, in a way, because there are a lot of women who go through things and they're afraid, or their parents may not want them to speak on things. So years will pass before they speak about it, or they could be traumatized so much that for whatever reasons they don't speak about it. And then when they do, others may look at them as if they're not telling the truth. So sometimes they may suffer in silence. But Jessica Reed is still fighting for justice. And if this particular case, if it's if it's if it comes out that this entire story has been embellished, it could be bad for people such as Jessica Reed and other victims, because people may look at them as, well, you're just after money. And that's how I feel that when people make up stories, and I'm not saying that Cassie did, I wasn't there. I have absolutely no idea, but this is the danger in such stories. Hey there. Yes, Jana, how are you? And Priya, how are you? So, your thoughts on that, Black, with the other women?
What you mean, like the other women, like you just had to talk about, like Jessica Reed and stuff?
Yes.
I can see, I can see that. I can see that. I just, or I probably wouldn't think it like that was at first because I'm thinking Cassie the mega star, but yeah, it's all pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much still the same thing because for her, Diddy was a mega star and she was a nobody to her.
You said she was a nobody, but she had been
Plus,
around.
I'm talking about like how she probably thought to herself, like she's a nobody compared to, you know what I'm saying? It's Diddy. I'm finna go against this mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like he have all this backing behind him, and she really just maybe got a couple of friends in the industry.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And Melly says, and I'm not sure if you can see this, Black, but I'll read it. Puffy could be worried about the Las
Mhm.
Vegas
Yeah,
investigators watching as well regarding the Tupac situation.
I think so too because like his name was like involved in that from day one, and then they had like a detective had like mentioned him, and now since
Absolutely.
and now since like they do QED, like he ain't got no lawyer, he got a public defender, so you know what I'm saying, he might be wanting to say a little couple of things now, especially he ain't putting up on his books or anything like that. Mm.
Well, and also keep in mind, and this has been some time ago, but there were also allegations when Kim Porter passed away.
That book he was talking about coming out with.
Yes, and then I'll be sure, and this could be completely unrelated, but he had fallen ill and almost didn't make it. So, I mean, there are a lot of um, crazy
What?
things that
So
have
what?
gone on.
What's your connection with Diddy?
He had children by Kim Porter.
Oh,
Oh, you didn't know that?
no, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you think about all of those things and people, as I said earlier this week, the words RICO came out, the words trafficking, the words enterprise, and I think what they were trying to do, and possibly they still may be attempting to do this, is tie that into bad boy. But if the allegations from Cassie prove to be embellished, I don't know how much credence that's going to have. But as you mentioned earlier, um, and Melly said Puffy could be worried about the Las Vegas investigators watching as well regarding the Tupac situation. And you, Black, said that they've been looking at that for a long time.
Now, I got to have another question.
Okay.
Now, since she set this money and saved, she knows something about this whole. He told her something. Maybe you say pill talk. He told her some things, and she knows something. Can she say anything? Can she testify? Like she know anything, or since he paid her, and like she can't say nothing.
See, I am not privy to any of those documents, and I was going to make a little joke, but I don't think I should do that. But there's a certain popular content creator that allegedly might be sued for receiving documents from, I'll just say, inside sources. Hey
Right.
there, MG707. How are you? We're talking about the Cassie Diddy settlement. So again, without actually seeing any documents, and I'm pretty sure that there are non-disclosure statements. I'm not going to say a gag order, and again, who knows? But she may have been advised not to discuss any parameters of this settlement. Then again, we already know that sometimes we're not supposed to talk about things, but we always have one person we talk to anyway, and then they end up spilling it. And that can cause a lot of problems. And for me, just knowing the behavior and the allegations and some of the things that have happened, that's just something I personally wouldn't play with. Oh, MG707 said the NDA expired.
Oh, so there is time periods on them. I didn't know that. I thought they were
I
like
didn't
permanent.
either. Where did you find that NDA? And I'm not questioning um, what you're saying, but I did not know that. And I did not know either. That's something I'm going to have to research that NDAs actually expire. But the NDA for this particular settlement, this just happened. It's probably 2.5 hours now. I don't know what NDA is. What I said NDA. I don't know what MG707. Oh, okay. MG707, get out of here with that. He said, I saw it on TikTok. It might not be true. No, you did not come up here with a TikTok source. Your homework is to find out if there's an expiration on NDAs because you just threw me for a loop. I'm already out of it. But I'm like, wait a minute, they just settled. How could it expire already? But yeah, this is interesting. As I said, I do not believe he is off the hook 100% in other issues, but for this particular case, at present, because there was a settlement, and I'm sure funds were transferred, this might be it. And Black, you mentioned something about pillow talk. I'm sure there was. I'm sure there's been pillow talk with several different people. I mean, he's
Right.
had many, many parties, and there were rumors. I'm not sure if you remember when Jamie Foxx was sick, and he was supposedly supposed to be coming out with a book or some tell-all expose. You
Jamie?
don't remember that?
Nah, I don't remember that either.
Black, where you been?
I guess nowhere.
Yes. And Melly says, oh my God.
Actually, that is. Hey, Melly. So in that interview today for uh Will Smith's assistant, he kind of mentioned Diddy and J Lo and Jada Pinkett Smith.
What?
You see that?
No, I was listening to that. Oh my God. Um,
Yeah, 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 bro,
Tasha
yeah,
K
bro.
and the Below. But was it
Yeah,
Below? Uh, uh,
I don't know
that
his name.
that was a hot mess. I had to leave after a bit. I'm like, you know what? I can't.
Oh, dude was wild.
Yes. And Melly said, hold on. I wonder if some men will come forward too. That would be interesting. Also, Melly says, poor little Usher. I don't know what you mean by that. You mean when you remember when Usher was younger and there was a slight slip up, I guess. What did Puppy say?
Mm,
We used
yeah,
to
sleep in
play,
the bed.
yeah, but pillow fight or something other like that. That was that was bizarre. MG707 says, Melly, they will get murked. And Melly says, I remember that. And then, don't come over here spreading rumors, Melly. Melly says, Puff allegedly gave Usher the complex.
Oh,
Oh, so is that the inspiration behind Let It Burn?
oh,
I mean, he did have a song called Let It Burn. I mean, I was joking with that, but I mean, then there was, I believe, an interview where Puffy may have been slightly inebriated, but he was on the Breakfast Club, and I think 50 Cent was sitting next to him, and there was some talk about shopping. You remember
no.
that?
50 was telling a story that when he first came out, Puffy
Yes,
offered him to take him shopping.
yes. So, I mean, there are a lot of,
But there was a whole interview with it was Fabulous birthday on the the chief the drinking champs. And he was coming on to Fabulous. He kept calling Fabulous daddy. I was like, what the hell is he saying? He calling this man daddy? Like, it's
see,
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I'm just, I'm perplexed about this entire thing. As I said, there have been rumors for years now. MG 707 is sitting there laughing as well as Melly, who said, good grief. I'm being honest. There has been so many rumors, and honestly, rumors are just that unless you have bona fide proof. But again, and I use this as a model for many, everybody can't be wrong. There's always, I believe, some truth to a lie and some lies to a truth. And as far as Cassie is concerned, I just find it really, really hard to believe that, again, as severe as those allegations were that they were able to come to an amicable resolve, and Puffy wished her well. Now, as a man, and I believe for all intents and purposes, Black, you are a man, you look like a man, you sound like a man. If those allegations were put on you that you were a rapist and you trafficked someone and you trapped them and you beat them and you coerced them into strange and bizarre intimate acts, would you be able to just say, I wish you well?
I
Hello?
don't know.
Are you
I
there,
don't know
Black?
if I can. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can say that if I'm getting those. Because he said this before this all came out.
He said this after the settlement. So this is what I'm saying, what I'm asking
Well,
to
he
any.
didn't really say it. He didn't because they both came out with the same statement, and so who said it? He said that. It's like somebody you tell somebody to go type that up for him.
It was in the Guardian. So, I mean, there are stories everywhere, but if you go into the Guardian, again, you're absolutely right. His statement was almost mirrored to what she said, but he added, I wish Cassie, her family, and friends well. And then at the end, it was a quote that said love. So, my question again to you and any other men that might be in the chat or those that'll catch the replay, if someone accused you of all of the things in that lawsuit, would you be able to say that, or is that what you would consider damage control?
I consider it damage control.
Okay. And
Because
Melly
I'm just
says,
looking at the.
sorry, Melly says the current girlfriend said on Love and Hip Hop that she, now see, let me slow down. Melly's is saying, hey there, dog Philly, how are you? We're talking about the Cassie Puff Daddy case. As you know, a lot of people are talking about this bombshell case where she had filed this suit alleging rape, trafficking, beatings, and abuse. Well, they just settled like 2 hours ago. So we're talking about if this suit was valid, was she coerced in taking this settlement? That's what we're talking about. So Melly is saying the current girlfriend said on Love and Hip Hop that she gets golden showers from Puff allegedly. So this is getting to me sounding like um R. Kelly vibes.
I mean, he
And
been out there.
Melly also says definitely damage control. And peace to you as well, Big Dog Philly OG. Thank you so much for coming by. Priya still hanging in there. What were you saying, Black?
I said, well, I would say it was a culture for him because you look at his ex or look at the girl he got with after that. Uh, Steve Harvey daughter. She was like what 21. He was 50.
Puffy's 50?
Yeah, I think he's now what like 2 3 years. So I think like 52, 53, something like that.
Oh, wow. Hey there, Empress. Member, Empress Goddess, how are you? We're talking about Cassie and Puff Daddy. Everybody heard the news that she filed this bombshell case against him, alleging rape, abuse, and other horrible things. Well, they just settled about 2 hours ago. So we're talking about that, how valid you think that was. Do you think the allegations from Cassie were true, or could she have been coerced into settling? I'm sorry, Black. What was your last statement?
I don't know. I forgot what you
You were
said.
talking about the ex-girlfriend,
Oh
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lori, Steve Harvey's
Lord,
daughter.
yeah, he was like 50 at the time, and she was 21.
Mm.
So I mean, like he liked him young, very young.
But do you think that's because when you have a man, a mogul at that, very popular, very powerful, do you think that's their leverage over younger women?
For control.
Yes.
Yeah, but uh, no, no, because I feel like at that level, any girl at any age would be submissive to a man like that. I think it's just the fetish for a young girl.
So that's the next question. Do you believe it? You just said it? And any man in the chat, do you agree that young women could be considered a fetish for these older men? And
Because
Melly says, I remember he made, I remember he
yeah,
made day 26 walk like 30 miles to get a cheesecake. This dude is a jock strap, in my opinion. I remember that too. And if I had to go and get cheesecake, I would have had some special ingredients when I returned, because to me, I don't understand how that had anything to do with forming a group to me.
no, it didn't. That was just show power.
There's also rumors, and I don't know how many heard about that, but do you remember Christopher Williams?
Wait, I'm trying to picture a face.
He played in New Jack City. He was Kareem Akbar. He was a nice looking guy. Um, well, I guess that was probably wrong to say because you're a man, but he was the one where Nino Brown took his cane and said, "Sit your $5, you know what."
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was sitting next to G Money, but he also had a song out, "Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming." He looked a lot like Albie Shore.
Okay,
You don't remember.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, but there were rumors that there was some type of act with them, and
Oh,
basically, yes. Again, these are just rumors, and it was to show or display power. That if he could get a male to do what he says, then, and to me, that's,
oh,
yes, Christopher Williams absolutely is almost, it looks very similar to Albie Shore. Yes, D Shep says he sang that song, "Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming." Absolutely. And welcome, D Shep, ATX. So we're talking about the settlement from that case. Cassie versus Puff Daddy or Sean Combs. So yeah, there have been a lot of stories circling and surrounding him, but I want to go back up to what Melly said earlier and star it for the people that just came in, because that's interesting to me. I need to research that. And where is it? Here it is. And it was. Puffy could be worried about the Las Vegas investigators watching as well regarding Tupac situation. Now, with that, Keefy D, what would that mean for him, if anything? Do you think he'll
Right.
speak?
I don't think he would because he got the reputation to worry about.
And what reputation is that? He's already in jail.
I mean, yeah, but when you in jail, it's kind of bigger, you know what I'm saying, in there because he was, I think, a crip. So, you know what I'm
Ah,
saying? He, he snitched, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be bad for him in there. So that kind of plays into it.
so you think he's safer in jail?
Yeah.
Okay, Melly said he's already convicted in the court of public opinion. And D. Shep says, Melly, he's been on suspect-ish for years. So, that being said, Priya's still hanging in there.
And
That
I
being,
want to say that about KBD because I had seen some interviews and how his manner is about like he's still stuck in the streets, and so I think he might be worried about his more reputation more than anything.
really,
Hmm.
that's interesting. I didn't think that people would worry so much about their reputations like that once you become a certain age.
Because he might have some ranking going there, but then again, it could be people be mad about you know what I'm saying the whole Tupac situation. So
So, do you
yeah,
believe in saying that then that there still may be some people that could be seeking quote unquote street justice?
yeah. So it's
Wow.
I don't know. It might not be safe. It might not be safe. So mhm.
Melly says, and I'm not sure if you can see this or not, Gene Deal, Puff's ex bodyguard, said Keefe knows Puff and will testify. So Puff can't deny it. Wow. Let me read that again. Gene Deal, Puff's ex bodyguard, said Keefe knows Puff and will testify. So Puff can't deny it.
Mm.
Uh-oh. Melly says Faith Evans could be brought into the mix as well about QPD. Really? So let me ask you this then, Melly and Black and anyone else who may want to answer. Could anyone affiliated with Bad Boy Records be brought in? Hey there, member Jewel. How are you? Thank you so much for your membership and support.
Yeah, because I think they will, because they kind of still mad at Puffy how he just gave them their publishers when it's not even worth as much. So he done made all the money off their publishers. So they still got the animosity towards him.
So if that's the case, then we're looking at everybody that was affiliated with that label to include what Mary J. Blige as well,
Yeah, but I don't think marriage.
or is that reaching?
Because I want to say Mary J. Because he kind of like he know he did her wrong, so he kind of looked out for her. Well, I wouldn't say looked out for her because he older.
What about Lil Kim?
I don't know. That'd be interesting. She'd be a big factor into it. But then again,
They,
like how much you think they know?
I mean, I would think, depending upon how much time was spent, I'm sure some secrets or business dealings were discussed.
Mm,
Mace and Puff were close at one time.
yeah.
And then he went off to his Jesus moment. And I don't know if he's still in that or if he's gone back to rapping. But um, Bad Boy is a huge conglomerate and it has been for a long time. I don't know what the net worth is, but you got to remember a lot of businesses spawn off of that. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your blessings, Joy. May it be returned abundantly. And Melly says her name isn't ringing any bells, not her either. Again, Joy, thank you so much. Thank you for your membership and your blessings. But that's interesting. And Melly said earlier, Gene Deal is a bad boy. And remember, wasn't Craig Mack the one who did Flavor in Your Ear a part of Bad Boy
Yeah.
at one time?
I think he was.
Well, he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away.
But I don't know if that has anything to do
I
with
think they,
anything. I just find
I
all
think
of
they have
this
all the information they
um,
have.
odd. I'm sorry.
I want to say they have, if they had something, they, because like I remember, is this an officer on record saying that Diddy offered the bounty? But his thing is, did he pay the bounty? Did he ever, did he ever give him some money? And it make it sound like he didn't give him anything yet because the way Keefe D was talking, it was like he's still looking for something.
Looking for something from who?
Diddy.
Really?
You gotta watch this interview. It's like the first interview he did with Vlad.
Oh, I'm not
It's
a
like I
big.
think, but that's how he got caught because of these interviews with Vlad.
Oh, and Empress is still here. Remember, Empress says the rabbit hole goes deep. It is 1:56 a.m. here, Joy. So, Empress, what do you mean by the rabbit hole goes deep? Do you mean as far as the players are concerned? I'm just concerned with this woman, rather. She's not a little girl. She's not young, but again, to me, such a expeditious, if you will, settlement, not even one day. And I'm sure there was a handsome purse paid out. I can almost guarantee it was. Do you think we'll hear much from her anymore? Not to say that
No,
she's going to disappear, but do you think she was just going to go on her merry
yeah.
little way, or is she going to be watched?
I mean, everybody gonna be watching to see what's going. Like, everybody gonna be paying attention to see if she come up missing anything because everybody don't trust Hollywood and Hollywood how they do their things. And then she can't say anything because I'm pretty sure she got paid not to say anything else.
Yeah, but in that, and you're true and right in saying that, but do you believe that even with that, that they will trust her into not saying anything? And Empress said, yes, it has always been speculations surrounding Bad Boy Records. And then member Melly says, Puff has a private eye already looking for her. Trust that. See, that is what I was concerned with too. So sometimes I guess settlements really don't matter if you have that much on the line. And as Melly said earlier, and you agreed with as far as the Las Vegas investigators.
Yeah.
So do you think that's going to stay on the table inevitably, even though Keefe D is supposed to be the one that was responsible for Tupac? And do you believe he was?
I kind of think so. The way, I mean, he pretty much gave the whole details of the whole night. But he admitted that he wasn't the one that shot it. It was his nephew, the one that shot him.
Right.
And then you hearing the backstory of like how would he even like get to that level of getting that close, or like, and then you end up finding out the relationship that he had with both sides. Yeah.
That's the interesting part because you're right. He may not have been the trigger man, but absolutely, how did you get that close? There
And
had
then
to.
he was there like don't you know when they say you gotta check in? Like
Yes.
so Diddy was like he went to the Crips to like check in, I guess. You know what I'm saying? We pay for protection. And I guess Keefe D was the person that he went to for protection.
Wow.
So
And
that also plays a factor.
that's interesting. Melly said Stormy Daniels talked on a non-disclosure, so I'm sure Cassie might too. Yeah, Melly, but how can I say this gingerly? People end up with issues when dealing with Puffy. And this is just from real stories that we've heard. Now, there's no actual connections that he's had anything to do with these untimely incidents that have happened to people, but it just seems like to me, this is my opinion, that he's always in close proximity. I'll put it that way when things happen. Remember, Joy is still here. Thank you so much. And Priya is still here. I don't know, Black. I think there's a lot more that may come out. And there was a comment earlier about private eye to make sure that she doesn't say anything. So if that's the case, does that mean that her home, her vehicle could have one of those devices underneath? And if that's the case, you received a settlement, but you're still trapped.
Right. Oh, if the rumors are true about like their society, ain't no escape.
So, last question that I have before I close this, unless anyone has anything else to offer or if they want to come up real quick, do you think that this hunt to take Puffy down will happen in our lifetime, or is he truly in the feline family and he has more than 9 lives? Because he really got out of this one, in my opinion. And Melly says, real quick, having so much money, do these guys have people in place to clean up their mess? Having so much money, though, these guys have people in place to clean up their mess. Agreed, but everyone in time can and will make a mistake. The only thing is, who will be there to catch that mistake and or mess. Your thought, Black?
It's kind of. I'm kind of torn on that one. I don't know. Cause
Really?
I kind of, yeah, yeah. I kind of torn on that one. Cause I feel like he, he can keep getting away, but then again, like you making the spot hot. So you know what I'm saying. You're gonna have to be a sacrifice. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
So do you see another one coming soon? Meaning sacrifice?
Well, what I'm saying is, if another one come through, yeah, yeah, he's getting up out of here. But I don't really see nobody else coming through and saying anything because everybody didn't say everything so far. Because the previous girlfriend, she just came out and said he didn't stump the baby out of her pretty much,
Oh my God.
and ain't nobody even saying anything else about that.
I never even heard that.
Yeah, it was Tasha K just Tasha K put the video up last night, and
I'm
ain't
gonna have to
nobody.
go back and look at that. Oh my God. Then again, I may not
Yeah,
want to.
yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So I don't know, like what else can somebody say right now? I mean, he guy supposedly you know said put the hit out for Tupac, and that was like 20 years, 25 years, or something like that.
26, I believe. Melly says, right, Joe. Guys like Michael Cohen flipping and spilling the beans. Absolutely. I don't know if I want to see that interview, Black. Just the thought of that makes my stomach churn.
Yeah, it was it's crazy.
And Priya is still here. Well, that is all that I have on this quote unquote breaking news. It's no longer breaking. I'm sure there will be more people speaking on this, but the bombshell lawsuit that Cassie filed just a day ago, reportedly from many news outlets now, has been settled. There has been, at least not to my knowledge, any dollar amount attached to it, nor any other details as far as the settlement. So I guess in the coming days, we will hear more, perhaps not coming from her, but again, we know that people are going to speculate. There's going to be a population of people who will say it was just a money grab, and there may be a population of people who will say that she may have been coerced to basically hush. And we've seen that happen in other cases. Yes, shout out to Black for hitting the link. And shout out to all of you, all of the members that came by to support, and all of you who have left comments. Um, I'm curious, really, to see what he may say, if he will speak without um, his lawyers, if he'll make any independent comments, and if she will remain quiet, or if she'll do any interviews or maybe release any exposés in the future. I would think if there was some type of agreement, that wouldn't be the case, but as people have mentioned before, people have been given money not to speak, and they do it anyway, either independently or through others. And when you're dealing with certain people, and I'm not going to mention any names, you really have to be careful. You have to be really careful because you're playing with not only your life, but theirs as well. And especially if they've built an empire, you really have to be careful. And Melly says he will not, Joe. He will not. Breakfast Club tried and he refused to speak. Okay. Okay. Well, we shall see if he remains quiet. That might be part of the settlement as well. Who knows? We weren't there, but we do know right now is there's been a settlement. So again, he has a slight reprieve as far as this is concerned, and we'll see if anyone else comes forward,
Because
male or
well,
female.
like you can't really talk about it now, like media wise, right? Because it's like slandering his name.
Yeah, I mean, if she has settled, well, then again, I don't know because we don't know if what she was saying was true or not. Just because you settle doesn't mean that what you said isn't true. Maybe she just wants to move on and put it past her. Again, maybe she was coerced. Just because you settle doesn't mean the act or acts didn't happen. You
Well, I'm
just,
talking about for the media itself. Like the media can't talk about it now because like if they'll talk about it, they can like sue the media for like saying like
well,
I'm
he
not
could,
saying that.
he could, but the media is going to eat this up. I mean, there are like 5 or 6 that are reporting like crazy now. Now I'm sure they can't say that he's guilty of any of those things, but they can definitely speak on what has been settled and what was in the original court papers,
Okay.
because I think that's public record. But no, you can't slander anybody, but you can definitely wage your opinions. We still, at least right now, have freedom of speech. That hasn't been taken away.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Black. It is 2:11. I've got to get this tea in me before I lay it down. I'll catch up on a couple of videos, but if that video you were speaking of, is it really graphic?
Not as much. It's just probably like that. She talked about like 2 or 3 different incidents. And was kind
Okay.
of
I'll listen to a little bit of it, but yeah, I don't think, was that interview with Bilal, was that the entire thing? Because like I said, I had to leave. I couldn't listen. I was at work and I
I
couldn't
guess
listen to anymore. I'm like, oh my God, it's a mess.
I guess she going to bring him back for another interview.
Now
And
I did
she,
hear him say, which I thought was suspect, that he would come back in like 3 weeks. So part of me was wondering if any of what he was saying was true, or was some of it true and he was adding some to it. I don't know.
I, I just want to see some receipts, like they like kind of back some of this stuff up. Because he kept telling like I guess to the way he was talking like he showed her some stuff and she was like, yeah, I seen that. I'm like, okay, now you show us. Oh,
Right, the audience wanted to see something, but what killed me and when I had to leave was when he said that Dwayne was, well, you heard what he said. I almost ran off the road. I'm like, oh my God. Because honestly, I mean, I grew up watching The Fresh Prince, and I remember Dwayne Martin in some shows. Matter of fact, I remember him first in the movie White Men Can't Jump. And
Mhm.
I wasn't a huge fan, but I thought he was pretty funny in that movie. But just the imagery, it, I was mortified, to say the least.
In some way, I kind of believe him because
Oh no, Black, no. Are you
this is why.
serious?
This is why because a
Cringe.
lot of different a lot of different incidents has happened over the years, and I think people forget what And a lot of things that he said kind of like made dots to a lot of things. Cause I remember when Tisha Cameron when they divorced, and I remember how she was going off on Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, and like how they went broke, and Dwayne was hiding money, and like Will Smith gave them like gave her like $9 million or something like that. And
I heard that was that true?
Man, but it was at that time. So like, and everything he had said, like some stuff, like it had always been like stuff came out like that, like around that. So I'm like, he telling, and then what he's telling it was from his side of his point of view. So I'm like you don't want to believe it, but like you start remembering some of these things, and then you go back because I was like doing some videos on it, so I'm going back and looking at other videos from like 7 years ago, 11 years ago, and they were like, like like you don't want to believe it, but like some things, hey.
But Will Smith has been, excuse me, sought after from so many people in Hollywood for his acting skills, and then a lot of women have been crazy about him. So you honestly believe that Dwayne Martin?
It's been some him and Dwayne that been floating around for years.
What?
And then for years, for that been him and Dwayne Martin's rumors that been floating around for years. And then
I did not know about that until I heard, what is his name, Bilal? And that's why I said I almost ran off the road.
I heard that years ago. And then the whole thing with see, now I'm gotta watch the whole thing with the Lisa Ray, how she talking about Dwayne took her husband. So I need to watch that to see, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that lined up right.
Now I can say this. I remember that interview. Hey there, defrauding charlatans, how are you? Lisa Ray was very, very upset and very adamant in her stance that Dwayne ruined their marriage. Now, if that's the case, but she said that he was bringing women around him. She didn't say anything about Will Smith and
Well,
Lord
of
have
course.
mercy.
Well, I don't want to believe that because she'll probably keep saying that. Let's say it was men or it was just him, because she don't want to say no, my husband was gay, or you know what I'm saying, like it's kind of, she'll look at it and be embarrassed for her.
This is true. Melly says, Doe, remember how Terry Crews got violated? Hollywood is a detriment to black men. Absolutely. I remember that. Terry Crews is a chiseled man, and I think he cried actually when he was describing his situation. So yes, absolutely. I remember that. There have been a lot of men in Hollywood, I believe, that have been violated. Um, they've experienced some traumatic things. If I'm not mistaken, I believe some of the members of a boy group some time ago, I don't know if you all remember or not, B2K, there were some incidents or rumors, if you will, surrounding them.
A member came out and said the manager pretty much molested them.
Yes.
So if you look at, people will be looking at patterns. So and that same manager was the manager of Immature, Chris Stokes, yeah. And so, and then if you look at Immature, look at Marcus. He's dating somebody is like, he's married to somebody like 17, 19, 18 or something like that. And he's like 40 something. So you like, You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see it.
But I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the image of Dwayne Martin, and
I see it. It's just the Hollywood. They get to them kids, and then they just be messing with them, and then when they get older, it's the whole cycle all over again.
but it seems like it's an influx of these stories of men being victims coming out. Now, women have been victims for years, and I'm sure that some, unfortunately, will continue to be. But there are many stories now cropping up with these men, and who knows who'll be the next that rumors will start to float about. I mean, seriously, if you think about a lot of people speaking about rituals or humiliation rituals or things that
Mm-hmm.
must be done before you, I guess, pass the burning sands or whatever in Hollywood or indoctrination. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking about Bilal and his story. And when he said he froze, and I'm like, you cannot be serious. But the way, and I look at body language,
Mm-hmm.
at that time, he looked as though he may have been really serious. That, put it this way, I think he saw something. What? I cannot attest to, but he must have seen something.
I believe it. I believe it. I hate to say it, but I believe it. It's,
Melly says, T.I. and Tiny Son, possibly. Oh no. You mean Major?
what's up? What?
Melly said T.I. and Tiny Son. And I think his name might be Major. I'm not sure. I haven't watched him since he's gotten older.
What happened with his son?
No, as far as stories or rumors coming out about some of these men being violated or victims of,
King.
yeah,
King's the
yes,
blonde.
I know exactly. I think his name is Major. I'm not sure. Yes, the blonde haired child. Wow. The money may be good in the industry, but the things that people have to go through or what they've gone through, to me, it isn't worth it. It
They,
really
yeah,
isn't.
because they all come out. Well, probably like 70% of them come out all whacked up.
But I
But
haven't
they
heard
all.
anything odd about Jay-Z or Kanye.
Well, what you mean? Like talking about lately?
I mean, as far as any type of how shall I say?
Any crazy stuff, or you talking
Yes,
about like?
that's the best way to put it. Yes.
You just ain't been looking hard enough. I want to hear
As
that.
okay, I haven't heard any type of Dwayne Martin, Will Smith allegations as it
Well, yeah,
relates to
yeah.
Jay-Z or Kanye or Snoop or any of those people.
I
I'll just put
think
it.
I believe that like they went to they're in the same group, but they went to the different party. They went to the other area of the party.
Melly said, I heard demonic stuff about Jay-Z.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
heard a
been,
lot about that about Jay
yeah,
Z.
for years, both him and his wife. And I'm not going to speak too much on that, but
Cassie.
I've definitely heard rumors about that for years. But as far as the Bilal,
That's what I mean. They went to the other side. They went to the other party. They
oh,
was in the same house, but it was on the other side of the house.
oh my gosh. See, I'm gonna have to look at the last part of that to see how that ended because, like I said, when I heard that, I'm like, no.
Oh man.
So, do you think if that is true, and then I'll let you go because I could talk on that forever because it keeps coming in my head that that may have ruined Will Smith's Hollywood?
You, I don't think it. I don't think it. No, I don't think it would. I think he might think it would, but I don't think nobody would even care if he came out.
Melly says, Doe, I don't think those two situations connect ever. Wow. 'Cause I don't really know what to say about that. Melly says, it's either one or the other. Nah. Well, we shall see in coming days what else will come out. I'm sure there's going to be someone who's going to tie all of this together, all of these allegations, all of these stories, all of these interviews that people have had, and they'll add this Cassie story on top of it, including Keefe D and who knows. I mean, as long as you have that long money, as it was said earlier, you have people to clean up your mess. But as I said, I believe, I could be wrong, that even with that, being human, mistakes happen. And defrauding Charlton says this Diddy stuff is so crazy. Absolutely defrauding Charlton's. It really is. Many people, as I said, thought that this case, this filing of the case, I'm really surprised she did that, to be honest. And the severity of it, and just for it to go away within a day, it says a lot. And I think it's more than just money involved. I truly do. Money is a big part of it, don't get me wrong, but it has
It's
to be more than that.
because so I don't. I'm making this longer because we're really ready to go. But she had came out and said like he made her have sex with other people, and so you find out that like the guy with the trainer, her husband now, it was her trainer that he hired, and they get like she got pregnant within I guess she left Diddy. She ended up getting pregnant with the trainer like within months, I guess, and then get married. So I don't know. This is like me just thinking out of the box, and because I see that the husband now been throwing shots at Diddy, like saying all types of crazy things about Diddy.
Really?
So yeah, so can he had Diddy had hired him to have sex with her? Like you know what I'm saying? Like because it goes into her argument.
I mean, anything is possible. Absolutely. I mean, as I said, just because she settled does not mean anything that she alleged wasn't true. I mean, it's possible that it could have been embellishment, but again, I don't know. People, again, as I've said, are guilty as you know what of crimes for which they've been accused of, but they've paid people off. We've seen athletes do it. We've heard of entertainment Industry people do it. We've heard of politicians doing it. And those people, some of them mysteriously go away. You never hear nor see them ever again. And that's truth. And Melly said, gangsters deal with demons and R&B deal with sex scandals. Wow, that's very
Mm,
poignant
mm,
for that.
yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it is now, oh my goodness, 2:30. And I'm going to, as I said, get some tea, lay it on down, and rest a bit tomorrow. And I have a live scheduled for 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it needs to be changed, I will let everybody know, but it's going to be on uh, the 9-year-old. It's going to be a continuation of the 9-year-old little rapper Lil RT from Atlanta and his lyrics on that song 60 Mile. And it's going to be focusing mostly on the 29-year-old's response to it, which I thought was, in my opinion, horrible. But that's what we're going to be discussing tomorrow if people will be available. If not, it will be available on replay. So again, thank you to all of the members that came by. Joy, thank you so much for your blessing. May it be returned abundantly. And to those that just popped in and offered their comments and thoughts on this quote unquote still breaking story that the Cassie Diddy lawsuit is now, I guess, no more. It's been settled. Unless something else changes, we never know. But for now, it's settled, and I guess more people will be speaking on that. And if anything leaks, I guess we'll know about that as well. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Melly. Appreciate it. So, with that, everyone, enjoy the remainder of your night, morning, afternoon, or evening, depending upon where you are on the globe. Black, thank you so much for coming up. It's good speaking with you. Now, you make sure that you don't get caught by any sofas, okay? I had to throw that in there.
All right, those. Have a good night.
You too. Take care now. All
Later,
right.
chat.
Bye-bye. Good night, everyone.